What is up, everybody? We are Uncensored Wrestling Podcast. I'm Ant, and I'm joined by my friends and co-hosts. Introduce yourselves, peoples.
I'm Tyler Peters, and happy to be with you, gentlemen. And whoever's next can make their introduction.
What's up, everybody? It's Macho Man Dan.
Dig it.
Dig it.
I haven't heard that in so long.
Dig
it. Yeah.
Dig it.
Hello, governors. I'm kidding. Carlos Curry and Cool here.
Carlos, oh well, wow, okay. It just said something on my microphone. Carlos Corby and cool, keeping it cool in the fucking Caribbean. Yes. See,
Hello, governors.
dame un beso.
What?
Dame un beso.
No answer?
Carlos knows because he speaks Spanish. I'm gonna keep moving. So we are here to cover WWE Crown Jewel 2022. We're giving our predictions. I can't believe we're already in November. The pay-per-view will be streaming live. I don't know when this is gonna drop. Hopefully obviously it's gonna drop before the pay-per-view, but I don't know if it's gonna be Saturday morning or Friday night. But it will be before the show. The show is taping live in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, November 5th. And different time zones. So we in the US, I'm Eastern time. We get to see at 12 p.m. I don't know about Pacific. I hate to.
It'll be 11 for me.
I mean, Pacific is more like 4 hours behind us, so I'd say probably like 8 in the morning.
That's great for them. So they get to wake up to that.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind watching wrestling at 8 in the morning. Not even 6 in the morning. I don't care. I'll be
woke up this morning. Turned on wrestling now.
I think it's a great jingle. Yeah.
It's the Sopranos theme song. Woke up this morning.
Oh yeah.
Got myself.
No wonder. Huh.
I love that. I love that song. It's hilarious.
So I just want to clear up a little things before we go into our coverage of and our predictions. There's been a lot of talk about, is the show on? Is it off? We talked about this a little bit off air. We found out that there is a planned attack from Iran, supposedly set against Saudi Arabia, and there's a big hoopla about should they go? Is it safe? Is it not? WWE decided to go along with that and to go along with the show and have a lot more security measures in place. However, on November 2nd, the Iranian government said that they didn't know where these rumors were. They're not planning an attack. Everything's okay. Hoopla. Carlos likes that word, hoopla. He does.
It's a favorite.
He also likes governor.
Governor.
So there's some speculations. Listen, I'm hoping to God everything is safe. I hope more importantly, these wrestlers are safe. They do this for us and the money, but mainly for us. And so I really hope that they remain safe. Everyone's safe. I'll say a prayer. But yeah, that they got a lot of stuff going on. So then, what time is it?
Once they finish the show, they need to get them. They need to get them out of there like ASAP. Once Roman closes the show, out.
We're in Crown Jewel area, by the way, guys.
Yeah, love the Crown Jewel area, and I'm with you guys. It's all about their safety.
I'm going to be the next challenger to Roman Reigns. After Logan Paul loses, all of a sudden you're going to hear my theme song, and that's why you see me. This is me walking down to the ring, getting ready to take on the head of the table and put my stake in for the title.
Getting ready to get smashed by the head of the table.
I don't know if I'm comfortable with that analogy with Roman Reigns.
You know what I mean, Derek. Fuck. Superman punch spear 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding.
Listen, Roman Reigns is probably a really good penetrator, man. I mean, I ain't gonna hate on him. I mean, he's got a beautiful wife, he's got kids. Roman Reigns is his daddy, so why not, right?
Hey, yo, dude, you did not just calm down.
What a transition!
What a transition!
I like Roman Reigns, but I would never call him.
Well, that's all right. You're
gonna get to acknowledge my shirt?
I will acknowledge him. But I also want to say something pretty funny about this pay-per-view. We were also talking off the air about how at one point they wanted the likes of Ultimate Warrior and Yokozuna. Something that I saw in Facebook, and I just wanted to mention this, was at the Greatest Royal Rumble in 2018, because they couldn't get Yokozuna, they hired a sumo wrestler named Hiroki Sumi to come out, and that was the only time he ever competed for WWE. And it's funny because it's like, we can't get Yokozuna, we'll get the next best sumo wrestler. Very interesting.
Hey, it's better they didn't
understand.
get like
Yeah,
El Caputo
intriguing.
or something.
And I do have something to add about a couple matches, but why don't we jump right in and go to our predictions? The first match we're going to talk about on the card is for the WWE Undisputed Tag Team titles. The champions, the Usos, representing the Bloodline, to defend against the Brawling Brutes. Sheamus won't be there because he just got married. However, the New Day did say this past week on SmackDown that they would be backing and rooting for the Brawling Brutes. These two teams have been going back and forth now for it seems like a couple of weeks, and I think the Brawling Brutes are just ready to get a victory. I think they didn't Ridge Holland and the Brutes get the victory over Sammy and Solo the past week on SmackDown. Was that, or I could be wrong, but I feel like the Brawling Brutes.
I want to say they did, but
I think they got a victory. And so the Brawling Brutes just want a title shot. I mean, there's really not more to add to the story. So I'm going to go with my prediction. I think the Usos are going to retain. There's no reason for them to lose right now, I think. However, Damage Control just lost their women's tag team titles. I didn't think there was a reason for them to lose either. There is also looking like there's going to be a breakup within the Bloodline, so maybe it can start here. Maybe the Usos can lose the titles, but I think the Usos are going to retain. I'll throw it to Tyler because I see him. Who do you think is going to win this match, sir?
I'm going to have to go with the Usos as well. I like both teams, the Brawling Brutes, but I don't see why you would take the straps away from Jimmy and Jay. Just keep them going because the Bloodline has been so dominant. I just don't see, especially no offense to this show, why you would take the belts off of them. So I've got to go with the Usos.
Okay. I agree. That's kind of my thought process, especially with this type of show. No offense, kind of like a house show. I'll throw it to Carlos. Carlos, what do you think?
So I like both teams also, but I'm gonna be Uzi with it. I'm gonna go with the Usos.
Uzi.
I love the
Uzi
word.
Juicy.
All right. Okay. Dan, Macho Man Dan, coming for the belt. What do you think, sir?
This is gonna sound lame, but I'm gonna go with the Usos as well. But my thought process is, I don't think the Brawling Brutes are ready for tag title gold or anything. Plus, as you mentioned, the break in the Bloodline is an obvious thing that's kind of happening, but it's not really between Jimmy and Jay. It's more between Jay and Sammy, and everybody else is kind of involved in that. So,
but like you said before,
I think they'll still be able to work as a team. I don't think anything's really going to happen much from it. Maybe like a little tease, but I think either way, the Usos will still walk out as champions. And like you said, it's kind of like a house show. Not many champions are crowned at this thing. So
sadly, Sami Zayn is too good for Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I know. I love Sammy, and I think that he makes everybody obviously want to go to the show and stuff. But yeah, we all here think the Usos are gonna win. We'll be flabbergasted if they lose, obviously. But yeah, so
I wouldn't be mad, but I wouldn't be mad, but I would be shocked. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, not expecting that to happen.
No, I agree with
but we'll see. Speaking of things we'll have to see, Braun Strowman taking on Omos, who is the biggest monster in WWE. Ever since Braun came back, Braun has been dominating everybody in his path. And MVP decided to say, you know what, Braun, you are indestructible, but I know a man who is more powerful, more dominant. He is taller than you. He is bigger than you. Omos. Now, if you listen to our show, I'm not a huge fan of Omos. I feel like he's kind of boring. He walks around. I am a big fan of Braun Strowman. I did mention that when the house show video footage of Braun versus Omos was released on YouTube, I think it got over 10 million views, a bunch of views. So there are eyes on this match. I'll throw it to Dan. Dan, which man is going to be the giant, the real monster of WWE?
Well, it could go really either way if you think about it. Because, I mean, Omos is a work in progress. They want to make him big, but at the same time, Strowman just came back, and it wouldn't be surprising if he loses, but at the same time, it kind of would. It's kind of like a 50-50 chance, in my opinion, but for sakes of I like this guy, I'm just gonna go with Strowman.
Okay. Okay. Braun. How about you, Carlos?
I think Omos is gonna get these hands. Braun's gonna get the W.
Okay. All right. Okay. I like that. I like that energy. How about you, Tyler?
I gotta agree. This is kind of a match I want to go to sleep on, if I'm being honest. I mean, just coming at it differently. But yeah, Braun Strowman, just because I'm ready for this match to be over and let's move on. Yeah, that's about how excited I am about it. Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
thing
just
is,
in
like,
my
Braun's-
opinion, I'm sorry to cut you off, Carlos. I was just gonna say, in my opinion, it just kind of feels that Omos is kind of like the modern day Great Khali, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a fair comparison.
And Braun's like the only like real athlete in the match because he you see Braun move around like he could move. That man could like do kip ups. He could freaking fly if he wants to. I remember that.
Go ahead, Carlos. Keep going.
I remember that time that he fought the Big Show and like he was doing beggar matches with them. Like he was just like moving around. Big Show was in his best shape of his life too. Like he slimmed down really well at that time. But Braun was putting that work in that time.
They could make this like a double DQ or something, or a no contest because they're two big guys and they might maybe want to keep the story going. I don't want them to, but they might. So that could also be a situation where it's like a double DQ or a double count out, no contest. I don't know.
Wouldn't surprise me too much.
I think though my prediction I think I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna say it's gonna be like a no contest. I don't think we're gonna have a winner. I think it's gonna be like, okay, double DQ, both men are down. What do we do? Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about this next match. It's a 6-man tag match. The OC, AJ Styles, Gallows, and Anderson taking on the Judgment Day, Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Dominic Mysterio with Rhea Ripley by their side. The OC has come back and has pretty much Finn Balor has been challenging AJ Styles to join Judgment Day for weeks and weeks and weeks. AJ Styles totally pulled the wool over Finn Balor's eyes by having the OC come out and work alongside him. Balor has been going on for weeks saying that I'm the creator of the OC. Like I created the group, and I will destroy it. And Rhea Ripley has been a dominant sort of force to be reckoned with, supporting the Judgment Day. With her help, they have gotten victories over people like AJ Styles. Rhea Ripley did body slam Luke Gallows a couple weeks ago on Raw. A lot to talk about here. So I'll throw it to Tyler first. Which do you think? Oh, before I say that, really quick, there's been a lot of talk about someone might showing up. They did mention on Raw who is going to help them stop Rhea Ripley. Who is going to? I will say this. In the last live show that they had over in Mexico, they had a 6-person tag match, and Raquel Gonzalez teamed up with the OC. Now, granted, they were in Mexico, so they were trying to maybe, promote her Hispanic heritage. However, they're looking for someone to stop Rhea. They do have history in NXT. But anyways, just wanted to throw it out there. Tyler,
it's interesting. I'm going to have to go with the OC. I like Judgment Day. I just feel like the OC's got to get some redemption. And I'm not sure who it's going to be to come out to help against Rhea. I think Raquel would be a good choice. I'm also hearing of other names, so it's all speculation. I'll let you guys talk about it if you want. I don't want to give anything away. But I'm going OC, man.
Okay. All right. OC in the NYC. Dan.
For me, again, it's kind of like a 50-50 shot. I mean, if you think about it like this, AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, all have great chemistry and everything. But if you also think about it like this, they haven't teamed up with each other at least since 2016. Yeah. And I mean, yeah, they fought together side by side, but they didn't have like an official match together since like 2016. So, but at the same time, Judgment Day has been just so dominant, like they just keep showing up and destroying everybody. I'm gonna say, because they have to stay dominant and everything, I'm gonna go with Judgment Day personally. I like the OC. I like AJ Styles. I hate to see AJ Styles lose. I hate seeing it all the time, but I think if they want to keep the Judgment Day being as good of a team as they are right now, they need to keep them going with how dominant they are.
I agree. I mean, they do need to be dominant. I'll give you my prediction later on. But Carlos, how about you, sir?
I'm gonna side with Dan on this one. I think Judgment Day, they've been on fire lately, and they need to win. I don't think they need to win because they've been winning a lot of matches lately, but it could be good for them.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Judgment Day.
Okay.
And the X Factor, Rhea Ripley.
Listen, I'm gonna go with Tyler here. I think the OC are gonna get the win, and I'll tell you that I think a woman's gonna come out and is gonna level the playing field. I think right now, although the Judgment Day do seem to lose lately, if you think about it, they have been kind of winning things, right? They've been sort of, even though they haven't been winning matches, they've been the ones that are dominant, have been laying out AJ Styles and the OC for a while.
The last man standing, pretty much.
Yep. So I honestly think for this one, I think the OC are going to win. They're going to get help from someone who's going to help sort of neutralize Rhea Ripley. And and hello, and we are live, and I don't know why this is happening. So anyways, keep going. So I think the OC are gonna I'm sorry, just take over someone.
No, I think the OC's just due for a victory, but I see your guys' point. Judgment Day has been so strong. I like Dominic in this role. It took me a while. So I think it's going to be a good match. I'm anxious, like everybody else, to see who the lady partner is going to be. I mean, we've heard some rumors, but I'm like Ann. I want to be surprised. I want to be shocked. So I don't want to give anything away to who I might think it is. But Dan and Carlos, I mean, what are some other things about this match that you're kind of looking forward to? I know we're doing predictions, but since we got a little more time.
Sorry, good.
Well, I mean, Ant made a good point on the fact that technically Judgment Day hasn't been winning too many matches, but they've been the one standing tall. I feel like it's time for them to actually like win at a pay-per-view again, like as a team. Because like the last one they won, I think was at Hell in a Cell or something. And then it was that Balor versus Edge thing. So I don't know. Personally, I like the Judgment Day. I've liked them. At first, I was a little iffy, and then the whole Edge and Balor thing kind of was like, okay. But now, from what they've turned into, I'm really digging it. I like how they got Dominic involved with it and everything. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the greatest fan of the Rhea Ripley and Dominic storyline, but it is what it is. So, I mean, that's just personally what I'm feeling about it. What about you, Carlos?
I'm honestly excited to see how Dominic does in this match. I think he's gonna be the star pupil in this match, given the most time, the most bumps, the most in the match. Like he's gonna be the one. Like if like usually the heel team's usually the one that like dominates most of the match, but like I feel like Dominic's gonna be the star pupil of this match. I'm really excited to see what he does.
I'm excited to you guys. I'm sorry about that. I had a little situation. But we're fine.
No.
Our next match we're going to talk about is another tag match. The WWE Women's Tag Team titles on the line. The newly crowned Women's Tag Team champions Alexa Bliss and Asuka defending against the former champions, Damage Control members Dakota Kai and Io Sky. These two teams have been going at it for months since their debut in August. Alexa Bliss and Asuka returned after being injured by Dakota Kai and Io Sky. They returned last week on Raw. They defeated Damage Control to win the women's tag team titles. I'm going to throw out my prediction first. I have a surprise prediction. I think Control are going to win the titles again. I think they're going to do a surprise thing where, I don't know, you guys. Like, I know it sounds like corny, but I just don't see how they're going to do this whole, Bayley doesn't stand a chance. I don't think her whole team doesn't stand a chance if they're not dominant. They're not all champions. And I think that for it to make sense, Damage Control need to be champions. I think they're going to do a whole thing where, I mean, they probably won't do this, but switch it up, give them the titles again. I don't know. Make Alexa turn on Asuka. I don't know, something. Maybe not have her turn on her, but make her lose. Like, just don't have them be champions, because if Bayley wants to be champion and wants to be dominant, she needs to kind of have like a bloodline team going, backing her up. So I think Damage Control is gonna win, and I'll throw it to who did I throw it to first? I'll throw it to Tyler.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking that same thing. I mean, so what you were saying was really good because I'm thinking you could give Bliss and Asuka their moment and still have the titles be won by Damage Control because that's the feeling I've had a long time too, and we've all talked about it, how overexposed and you know this formula they're going back to. I just think you got to it's Damage Control all the way.
Yeah, someone's on my side. Yeah, Damage Control. Carlos, how about you, man?
Um, I want to say Damage Control, but I want the point, so I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Alexa Bliss and Asuka.
Ooh.
I feel like WWE the way they're thinking right now because I feel it's gonna be like they're playing hot potato right now with the tag team titles, and I think even though I hate to say it, because I love Alexa Bliss and Asuka, but it's like uh and I love Damage Control also, but I don't want I feel like if I say Damage Control they're gonna lose, so I'm gonna go with Alexa Bliss and Asuka just because I want the point.
Okay, okay, all right. I can rock with that. Hey, I've done that before. How about you, Dan? Who do you think? Which team?
I'm sorry, Carlos, but I kind of have to team with Ann and Tyler on this one. I really think Damage Control is gonna take the belts back. I mean, they could just have done it. Be like, okay, well, they didn't work together so well last time. Let's see how they do together again, and who knows? They'll probably. I think they'll win, and plus, they won't have the distraction of Bailey and Bianca fighting each other while they're having their. Sorry about that, little technical difficulties. um, I think it'll be better because again, they won't have Bailey and Bianca fighting the whole time, so it'll give time to focus on the actual match at hand. I mean, that's just how I feel about it. So I'm going with Damage Control.
We got the power, we got control, we got the damage. I hate their new song. It's stupid. Okay. Next, we have a special steel cage match. I said this is gonna happen, Carlos. You and I went back and forth on this. I said they're gonna make a thing where it's like, oh, Scarlett got involved, so did he really win? Well, now Scarlett can't because Drew McIntyre is taking on Karrion Kross in a 15-foot high steel cage.
I like how they had to mention how high it was.
Yeah, high cage. These guys, I mean, we've talked about it, since Karrion Kross debuted, he's been attacking Drew McIntyre. Karrion Kross got the upper hand at Extreme Rules, winning the strap match. However, we saw Drew McIntyre attack Karrion Kross in the parking lot. We've seen Kross attack Drew. Back and forth, back and forth. We didn't see Drew this past week. He was at Sheamus's wedding, but Drew is here to defeat Kross. So I will send it to Dan first. Dan, who do you think is winning this steel cage match? Who is going to be the victor in the rubber match?
This is a bit hard because you got to think, well, Karrion Kross might need to go over because, they want to make him, they may not want to make him a main star, but they want to make him somewhat of a star. And, McIntyre has been losing a bit. He lost to Roman, he lost to Kross before this. But in my opinion, I'm going to go with Karrion Kross on this one. They don't necessarily need him to, to pin McIntyre. The reason I think they went with the steel cage idea is because he can climb over the top and win that way. That way he's not pinning McIntyre and making him look weak.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or he could fall from the top of the cage and fall on the ground and win that way, or go out the door. Who knows? I mean,
but
the fact that they used the height in it, like 15-foot steel cage, they don't normally do that. So the fact that they did that makes me think, all right, well, someone's probably gonna go off and they'll, oh my god, that's 15 feet or some bullshit like that.
The only challenge to that though is if they do that, then that means that they will have to have, I mean, no matter what, they're gonna have to have, well, not really. If Kross wins fair and square, then it's fine. But if like Kross falls, that's not really winning. I mean, it's like, okay, let's do another match.
But I mean, that's just how I feel WWE.
I get it. Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, I get it. I think what my question is, do you think this will be the end of their feud, or do you think it's going to be, because I feel like it's going to continue on if that's the case, right?
No, I feel it's going to continue on. That's how they want to do it. I don't think they want to do it 1-1. I think they want to do it, Karrion Kross has 2 over, but McIntyre says, I didn't lose my pinfall, blah, blah, blah. That's bullshit. I want one more match or something. Who knows?
All right, let's move it to Carlos. What do you think, sir?
I'm excited for this match, honestly. I think Karrion Kross is gonna win to the help of Scarlett again. Because who said Scarlett can't just climb the cage and do something, or she can't just get away, like get distract one of the referees who locked the cage up and get inside, do something, you know? But I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of Scarlett and Karrion Kross, so I hope Karrion Kross gets a win.
All right, listen, I'm a big Scarlet fan too. Hello,
But it's like
Daddy.
I feel like, oh my god, I feel like Karrion Kross hasn't really been on TV much lately.
Yeah, I think they've been focusing him in the, getting beat up, and then he was out for a bit. But okay, a lot of you guys are representing
I've
Cross.
said this before, like, and this is a little off topic, but I feel like they should have done this with Cody Rhodes. Because like Cody Rhodes, when he came back here, they had him on almost every week having matches. And then like I said it multiple, like I feel like they're gonna like dry him out. But like with Karrion Kross, they don't have him on every week, and this is how they should have had him, or maybe cutting promos. That's it. But hopefully they do Cody Rhodes right when he comes back.
I agree, man. I hope so too. Okay, how about you, Tyler? What do you think? Are you gonna agree with these guys? Cross for the win or Drew?
No, I'm going to go Drew McIntyre. I just think he needs the victory. And the only thing I see is he's got to get one on a big show. I know this ain't viewed like the other premium live events, but it's still a big deal. And you've got to get him a win back. And I agree. I like Karrion Kross and Scarlett, but the Scottish Warrior needs a victory.
Yeah. Well, this is
I think
massive. Go ahead.
I think
Go
the
ahead, Carlos.
Scottish Warrior needs a huge change of character. I feel like he needs a. I think he staled out. My opinion, he staled out, and he needs like to go back to the psychopath when he first came in. Like he was just beating the shit out, kicking people's heads off. Freaking, he was a savage when he first came out. When he like teamed with Shane McMahon, bro, yeah, he was a savage. I feel like he needs to go back to that. I would love to see that.
I agree. Well, if you've been paying attention during this show, this shouldn't come as any surprise. I agree with Tyler. I think Drew is going to get the win. Because again, like Tyler said, he kind of needs a victory, right? If he keeps getting beaten by Karrion Kross, no one's going to ever really believe in him. I do think he needs a new, gimmick, but this might be the change. This might be the, okay, fuck up Karrion Kross. I'm, Scottish psychopath again. Who knows? But I do think if we're gonna want to believe in Drew McIntyre, he needs to beat Karrion Kross. But that's just my take. So we're gonna quickly give the sort of storyline for this match, and then when we come back, we're gonna give our takes. This is a huge blockbuster match. Brock Lesnar taking on Bobby Lashley, 20 years in the making. Bobby claims Brock is ducking him. Brock is claiming that Bobby Lashley wants to be him. Both of these men are pretty much like same size. Who is going to win? Find out what we think when we come back. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. Welcome back, y'all. I'm Ant. That's still Tyler. Carlos is still here. And the champion Dan is still here. And we are covering our Crown Jewels 2022 predictions. We just discussed the match that we're going to give our predictions for, Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. Really no introduction for that. Tyler, who do you think is going to win this match? 20 years in the making.
I'm going with Brock Lesnar just because Lashley's already beat him, and I just think the Beast has got the momentum, with all due respect to Lashley.
I agree, man. Brock fucking Lesnar is gonna. I think they're gonna have a barn burner, but I'll give my prediction too. I think Brock is gonna win too. I think kind of hard to go against Brock, and you did say Bobby Lashley did get the victory before. So, how about you, Carlos? What do you think?
I hate to say this, but I'm gonna have to go with Brock because I can't stand the guy. Just because I feel like he's gonna be landing the plane soon. Like in his career, and
Okay.
also, yeah.
I like the analogy,
I do
Carlos.
too.
I think so too. How about you, Dan? What do you think? Who do you think is?
Well, I guess I'm the oddball out here. I'm going for Lashley.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Why?
Well, I mean, as y'all said, Lashley needs a win. I mean, I don't know. I mean, with the past on how Lashley has been since, he beat Brock for the title and then he kind of lost it. Well, no, he lost. Yeah, he beat Brock.
He technically didn't. He technically didn't lose it because he just got taken out of the match. He never lost.
True. He did get taken out of the match. So I mean, and if you think about it, Lashley has Brock's number. I don't know. I think Lashley could definitely do it again.
I think a lot of superstars have Brock's.
Speaking of doing
Roman Reigns didn't until like a few years ago.
Do it again.
Seth
Yeah, there
Rollins
you
has
go.
his number.
Yeah,
I
hello.
said Brock had his number until Roman did.
Seth Rollins has his number. John Cena has his number. Who else has his number?
You
Well,
can't
I
say
want this chick's number. It is the last woman standing match for the WWE
Oh my
Raw
God.
Women's title. The Raw Women's Champion, the EST, Bianca Belair, defending against Bayley. Listen, this match has been like years in the making. These two have been going on and on. They've been fighting. Who is finally going to win? I'll throw out my pick. I think Bayley is going to win. I think she deserves the win. I think she needs the win. This isn't Crown Jewel. I think it'll be the first time that a new women's champion will be crowned champion there. So let's do it. I think Bayley is going to win. I'll throw it to Dan. Who do you think is going to win this one?
As much as I hate to say this, I think Bianca's going to retain. I want the point, man. As much as I love Bayley, I need the point.
Do you think at some point though, like what does that mean for Bayley then? Because if she keeps losing, it's like you have no control.
No, I completely agree with you on that. But what really changed? Because I originally was thinking Bayley's going to win, but what changed my mind on it was the fact that, with the fight between her and Bianca, with her standing tall on it, they just want Bianca to be like, oh, look how strong I am. I overcame the odds again. I hate Bianca. I absolutely hate the way they show off her character. But that's just really what I think.
You'll be happy.
They want her to be the new John Cena for fucking women. I'm just saying that's my opinion.
Okay.
I think she's up there, honestly. She's getting there. In that how you say?
I mean, she's already been one of my favorites. Becky Lynch, she already beat her at WrestleMania. Let's see who else.
She's a beast in the ring. You can't deny that.
I mean, she's good, but I don't know. I just don't like her character.
Okay. All right. Well, how about you, Cross? Who do you think?
I'm tied on this one. I'm like 50-50. So I have to choose someone.
Yes.
Yes.
Sir. If you want a point.
Well, technically, what he could say is technically they could both be like counted out, or not counted out, but like counted down.
I mean, yeah, that could happen. They both could be. It could be a draw.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Bayley.
Oh, all right.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right. Listen,
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
go
she
with
needs to win, man. She's been back since August and really hasn't done much. Like, come on.
Look, man, all
But
I'm saying
I
is
won't
WWE.
be mad if Bianca wins though.
Oh, I'm gonna be a little upset when Bianca wins, but if Bayley wins, I'm gonna be jumping for joy. I'm gonna be happy.
I mean, you got the point though, so you shouldn't be mad. If Bianca wins, you said Bianca.
I want to know what Tyler thinks. Tyler, who do you think is going to win this one?
it's a tough one because I like both Bianca and Bayley, but I'm with you what you guys are saying. Bayley needs a win and she needs a championship because what are we doing with damage control? It's kind of become the same thing, kind of monotonous after a while, and it's disappointing. So I'm going Bayley.
Bayley and I.
But you think about it though, like what if how would it be like if Bayley wins, damage control would be like jealous, like they're gonna get like like they might feel a little thing about it. Who knows?
Well, you got to remember, Tyler and I think Damage Control are going to win the titles again that night.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I do think that as well, but I mean, what I'm thinking is that she's gonna be so mad that she can't win the title from Bianca. They're gonna go into the War Games match, and that'll be why. Who knows?
It kind of like defeats. It's like, okay, you're mad that you lost again, and then you're gonna go into War Games and beat up Bianca, and then what? Get another title match? Like you lost like
no, I know
every time she fights Bianca, she loses.
We're talking about.
Even last year, she lost Hell in a Cell. Extreme it was a Hell in a Cell, and then they fight again too at another pay-per-view.
Yeah, literally, no. Bianca's beating her every time.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if she loses to her again.
And
I know, but then it's like, then who cares about Bayley and Damage? It's like her team is like, no one's gonna care. It's like, okay, it's kind of like with Liv Morgan when she tapped out. It's like you kind of stop the momentum when you don't.
I agree with it, and I hate that, but it's WWE.
Yeah,
you really have to bring that up, Ant.
Well, I think WWE stopped her momentum by making her tap out, and I think that if they make
oh my God, stop.
it's gonna be kind of like, why do we believe that this lady has any control and that she matters if she keeps losing? It's like fucking she's Dana Brooke at this point. If she loses, it's like you keep losing. Like you don't really matter. Like you have no control. That should be your name, no control.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's true. They don't. They lose everything, and it's like, what is your name is damage control? Yeah, well, control your own damage because you keep losing. Like, I mean, what's the point? To just be like a laughing stock of a group? I don't know.
It sounds like you're rooting more for Bianca then.
Well, no, I want Bailey to win, but I feel like they're gonna. I feel like if the thought is that Bianca wins, I think it would be silly if she won because it's like you have nothing else to prove. You've been champion since WrestleMania. You haven't uplifted the title. You haven't done anything different with the belt.
They're still building her up.
Yeah, but she's been champion twice now. She won at WrestleMania last year. She won at like
that's their but that's their top dog. That's they have all their money towards her, obviously.
No, I know, but like division. It's like she's not. It's like I hate to be mean, but I feel like WWE.
At least it's not the four horsewomen.
This is a bigger conversation, but I have a feeling that and this is just my crazy thought, I kind of think they look at her like a Kofi Kingston. They give her the title, she wins, she'll never be anything but a cup. Like she's obviously gonna be in the Hall of Fame and stuff because she's the EST. But
no, she's not. She's way above Kofi, I think.
No, I think so too, but I think I'm just comparing the fact that like he was champion and then he kind of became an afterthought. It's like she wins the title, she loses, becomes an afterthought, then she wins it again, loses, become an afterthought. Like it's like
so basically what happened was like she lost the SmackDown Championship. They brought her down. She had to fight her way back up.
She started to carry Otis.
Again. But no, she carried Otis way before she won the SmackDown Championship.
Oh, I mean, it's been in the title picture for 2 years now. It's like, Jesus Christ, Bianca, you suck.
I think she deserves it. Honestly, I think
in my opinion, I don't know. This is just me, but they're kind of like making her like the next Charlotte Flair or some shit.
Not even compare. She's only won 2 belts. It's only Charlotte Flair's a 14-time champion. Come on.
Okay,
and
that's true.
She doesn't like. She barely ever puts anybody over. Bianca, she's lost matches before. She lost that Clash of the Castle.
She doesn't put Bailey over. That's for sure. That one time that Bailey pinned her.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, the fact that they keep having Bianca go over like the people that you really think, all right, well, I really thought Becky Lynch was gonna whoop her ass. Where did that come from? Oh wait, that's right. Because she lost to her in 16 seconds. Now we have to give her a moment. When she had her moment against Sasha Banks.
That's long-term storytelling, though. Long-term storytelling. They weren't going to do it. They weren't just going to. They weren't just going to.
She didn't need it, but then again, she doesn't need it again. But here they are. They're going to give it to her.
No, but they weren't just going to forget about the 16. They weren't just going to forget about the 16-second thing. They had to have her have some redemption somehow. Like, what if it was the other way around? What if it was Becky that was coming out?
Okay, well then she lost. That's not.
And then Bianca.
Oh my God.
And then Bianca returned.
They focused too much on how quickly she lost it. They should have just focused on the fact she lost.
They waited a long ass time to have her moment too.
They had to wait till WrestleMania 37.
That was a long ass time.
Yeah, but she already had her moment. She won the title against Sasha Banks at WrestleMania in the main event, the first ever 2 black woman main event. I mean, what else does this lady need?
At that time it was different. I was pissed at Bianca for a very long time, but she's earned my respect, and I think she deserves to be at top right now.
Okay, listen, I respect that. I mean, I just think I think it's cool. For me, here's the thing. It's cool if she's on top, but then have her stop fighting Bailey because it's like that Bailey never stands a chance against her. She always loses. Damage Control is such a shitty group if she loses because it's like you stand for nothing. You stand on lies. You constantly lose.
You guys are revolving this whole thing about Bailey. Like, I think about other people. I mean, she's lost matches to other people.
No, I get it, but it's just like when you've lost against the same person for 2 years in a row, why are you even bothering putting her in a match against her if you know she's going to lose? I want to see her fight someone that I don't think she's going to lose to.
Tyler, what do you think about all this?
Yes,
I think it's a good argument in a good way. I've been listening, hearing you guys hash out these ideas. I see Ann's point of view, and I actually do like Bianca. I mean, I respect what she's been able to accomplish, but I understand it because damage control is getting a little repetitive, and Bayley, whether she necessarily needs a belt or not, this would just help elevate that group. And that's why I think we're coming at it with the tag team titles. But I don't know. Who knows with WWE or any wrestling promotion? I think Bianca, she may end up retaining, but I'm just going with Bayley to change it up. Normally, I go with Bianca. It was hard for me. I actually like them both a lot. So I just think, you guys bring up a lot of good stuff. And I was thinking the same thing. Damage control needs something, and I don't think Asuka and Bliss necessarily need a long-term tag team title run with the women's division. I think they're better off just teaming temporarily and then being singles, push them, separate them. That's just my take.
I think Tyler hit it right on the nail. Bayley doesn't need a championship to be relevant. Like Seth Rollins, she's done it all. I mean, like these little losses don't really, I don't think affects her.
Yeah,
much.
but like it's like the thing is like then you can't be the leader of this group. You can't be I'm in damage control because it's like you're in control of losing. You keep losing. Like it's like that. I think for me, it's like she shouldn't be a leader of a group. She shouldn't be a leader of a group.
Can I ask the question, Carlos? So the way you're backing Bianca up, are you kind of changing your idea that Bianca could retain?
I think so.
Oh,
I'll go Bianca.
You're going Bianca.
Oh, Bianca, yeah.
I was
so he's convinced.
I was going to say the biggest Bayley fan.
I convinced myself. I convinced myself to change my own answer.
Well, and I respect that because, I definitely get what you guys are saying. It's good.
I mean, as it goes, realistically, it could go either way. I would love to. I would be the most happiest person here to see Bayley win, and we all know that. But the way I'm feeling about it, the way they the way they built this whole thing up, I just see Bayley losing, unfortunately, yet again. And as much as I hate to say that, because again, I'm like the biggest Bayley fan here, it just is what it is. I kind of have to. I've learned to expect that kind of stuff from WWE at this point.
I think I'm walking out the champion. Excuse me. No.
Oh, Tyler's on point. Let's talk about our main event where we came here to see the WWE Undisputed Championship.
Whoa. I just want to say I didn't come here to see it.
Well, that's fine. I know the Prince of Saudi Arabia did. So we have the Undisputed Universal Champion Roman Reigns with the Bloodline defending against Logan Paul, who will have his brother Jake Paul. Can Logan use that one lucky shot and take the Undisputed title? I think not. I obviously am going Roman Reigns. I'll throw it to Carlos. Who do you think is winning this one?
Okay. I have a few things to say. Here we go. The plane is landing. So I feel like I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say Roman Reigns is gonna win, just because he's Roman Reigns. But I feel like the creative team had the conversation talking about what if Logan Paul beat Roman Reigns. That's all I'm gonna say because I don't know. It feels like some type of vibe with this that like Logan Paul could win, especially hearing that his brother's gonna be at ringside. Something might happen. Who knows? I forgetting. We've seen Rey Mysterio win a WWE Championship on a Monday Night Raw. We've seen so many things that we never expected before. So who knows what can happen? But I don't. It's not Roman's time to lose the belt though. Because I think once he loses the belt, he's gonna take a long ass time off. Because the whole thing of the tribal chief is all the power, all the gold. He's like the leader. He's like the leader of the bloodline. But once he loses the belt, what's he gonna do? I can only imagine things he'll do to get the belt back. But I feel like once he loses, he's done. He'll be out. But I'm gonna go Roman Reigns. And I think Roman's gonna smash him. He's gonna win clean.
Okay. How about you, Dan? What do you think?
Well, I'm immediately gonna say this. Roman's definitely fucking winning because it seems like they're trying to make Logan Paul's shot better than someone say Brock Lesnar, who was legitimately in the UFC, who was the world heavyweight champion for how long? A year or something?
Well, legitimately, when he hits people, it hurts.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, the way they're making it look, they're trying to say, oh, his one shot's better than, Drew McIntyre's Claymore kick or something. You're trying to say that he's better than when he literally looks like he could be beat up by Nicholas, the little child who won the Raw Tag Team Championship with Braun Strowman.
God. I hope this is this is a banger of a match though. That's all I'm saying. I hope it's really good.
Saying they're trying to say that this little fucking twerp can beat someone who's been on God mode for 2 years now. No. Bullshit.
I wouldn't say he's a twerp, but I mean he's been getting the games in. He's been fucking training with Shawn Michaels.
You also gotta think about this. He's literally had 2 matches. Only 2 matches when Roman Reigns has had almost over 500-600 matches.
Well, welcome to the club, Dan. I see you're back in Roman Reigns hard now. Welcome to the club.
I'm sorry, if you all remember back when I was on here the first time, every time I'd say Roman's losing, no matter who it was. Now there is no doubt in my mind that Roman will absolutely wipe the floor with him.
Don't bet against Roman. Don't bet against Roman. That's all I'm saying.
Let's see if Tyler does. Tyler, what do you think?
As impressive as Logan Paul's been in those couple of matches, I'm with you. I've got to go Roman Reigns, though, the tribal chief. I think he's got to retain, obviously. Now, I could see where Carlos was going, though, to create maybe a surprise. But even with Jake Paul, the numbers are too great, and Roman don't need the backup, even though they do tell the story that he does. I'm going the tribal chief, man. The island of being relevant is what I'm going with.
Island of relevancy.
See, I'm
the
glad you said that
the reigning defending undisputed WWE Universal Champion. And one more thing, though, before we land the plane.
Yes, sir.
What's Bray Wyatt?
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about him quick. What do you guys think is going to happen?
What was your prediction, Anthony?
I said Roman Reigns.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yep. I said I think Reigns is going to win. But I appreciate your care, Dan. What do you guys think? We met Uncle Howdy. We think we're going to meet a new character. Bray Wyatt's coming back to Saudi Arabia. What do we think?
I hope Bray just starts a... Go ahead, Tyler. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just going to say real quickly, I think anything's possible. We could see a new character. And, I think the main event, maybe even Roman winning clean doesn't mean afterwards we don't get Wyatt. And there's a lot of angles they could go about it. So I'd be interested to get the dialogue from you guys. What are your thoughts?
I mean, for me, it's more the fact that I don't think they should put the Fiend against Roman just yet. Trying to keep him away from Roman. Because, I mean, when you're bringing back such a huge star, you don't want to immediately have him go against a champion and lose. I was talking with Anthony on this on SmackDown when they had Emma coming back and immediately facing Ronda and losing. Same thing with Nikki. You don't want to have a big star, at least someone you want to prove is a big star, and have him immediately lose to a big champion. You don't do that. That's not how you should want to book your brand. So, I mean, that's all I got to say about that. But if it is Bray Wyatt, it could be interesting. But again, like I talked with Anthony about on SmackDown, it just seems that he's kind of going with what he's been doing before. Sister Abigail, The Fiend. He just always has that one spooky character with him.
I honestly think we're going to get a new character. I think it might be interesting because then The Fiend sort of kind of have his thing at Crown Jewel. So I think we might get some sort of like resemblance to that, some sort of significance.
Yeah, a throwback.
But anything could happen. What about you, Carlos?
I agree with Dan. They should keep Roman Reigns from him as far as possible. But you got to think about it. WrestleMania is coming up. And we already know what's going to happen soon. Yeah, they're most likely going to start the build with The Rock and Roman Reigns, probably a Royal Rumble, hopefully. And they gotta get these big matches over with. Maybe let's say Roman does have the belt after WrestleMania. Then okay, let's do Bray Wyatt versus Roman. But like if they're planning on having Roman lose the belt by WrestleMania, I feel like they need to get this feud done now. There's Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt feud now because like it won't make sense to have the match without Roman with the belt.
Well, whatever's going to happen, Bray Wyatt is going to make a statement tonight. We're definitely going to be talking about it.
I do think he's going to attack. He's going to attack someone though. He needs to start a feud. He needs to I mean, this whole thing like him fighting his own demons is cool and all, but I want to see him attack someone.
I'm gonna disagree with you on that, Carlos. If they hold him off long enough, let's say they hold him off to Royal Rumble, I think that's the best idea they can do. If they hold him off to Royal Rumble and then they start having him do something, that's when you're gonna have the biggest impact for like a Mania match. That's just my opinion, though.
Or what they could do is like, it's like, let's say they do start to feud with The Rock and Roman and Royal Rumble. The Rock's not going to be there every week. Roman's going to need something to do during those few months until WrestleMania. Bray Wyatt's right there. That's okay. Yeah, that's one thing that they could do.
I don't know. I wouldn't put that on like pay-per-views that are trying to be like not live up to WrestleMania. I don't know. That's just me, though. If you're gonna save Bray for Roman, save him until like SummerSlam of next year. That's me. If he even keeps the title to that long.
Yeah. What if Roman doesn't even have it by then?
Like I said, if he does, I say save him until SummerSlam. If he doesn't, oh well.
Well, we're on the road to WrestleMania. We're on the road to Royal Rumble. We're in November. There's no pay-per-view in December, so I get why we're thinking ahead. Listen, I'm thinking ahead to tomorrow, 12 p.m., Crown Jewel live on Peacock. If you're out of the States, you can check it out on the WWE Network. It's gonna be a great show. It was a great show with you guys. We killed it. We've done a double header, guys. So we're pretty tired. But thank you, of course, for joining me. And yeah, everyone, Crown Jewel tomorrow. It's gonna be a good show. And that's it. Enjoy Crown Jewel 2022.
Enjoy.
Bye.